fathers and mothers in the house. Thank you so much for the privilege to share this word with us. What I have before me is what I've titled Making Resolutions That Work. Making Resolutions That Work. Please, if we're going to be fair and truthful, how many of us made New Year resolutions this year? Let's just see our hands. You said, I want to have New Year resolutions this year, and I decide to do this, I decide to do this. Let's see our hands. Yes, thank you. Yeah, God bless. How many of us have made New Year resolutions in the past? Okay, good. Thank you so very much for being truthful. Some time ago, I did a podcast. I titled it, I Hate New Year Resolutions. Well, you can Google it and know why I said so. But today we have resolution before us. What do we mean by the word resolution? The brother Mike, who took the charge earlier, said something about resolution. I said re-solution. So it's a combination of two words, finding a solution to something. So resolution is a business or legal term that is used to define decision, to talk about determination, decision, and solution. So when we say someone has resolved to do something, it means the person has a firm decision to do something or not to do that thing. We have different synonyms for it: determination, resoluteness, single-mindedness, strength of will, purpose, purposefulness, and a whole lot of things like that. But for the focus of this, what is a New Year resolution itself? What is a New Year resolution? It says a New Year resolution is a tradition in which a person resolves to continue good practices. So if you have decided to continue good practices this year, that means you already have a New Year resolution. When you decide to change an undesired trait or behavior, that means you already have a New Year resolution. If you desire to accomplish a personal goal, it means you already have a New Year resolution. Or you decide to improve your behavior at the beginning of the year, because we shoot those things at the beginning of the year. So that means we already have a New Year resolution. Many of us got into this year and said, this year I want to serve God more, I want to pray more, I want to do certain things, I want to marry this year, I want to, we listed and itemized those things. Some of us have it in our minds, even if it's not on paper. So those are resolutions. And for the theme of today, it says in the beginning. And if you look at the word of God, Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, what does it say? In the beginning, what happened? God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And the Spirit of God hovered upon the waters. And God said, let there be, and there was. So everything begins with God. Brothers and sisters, daddies and mommies, if our resolution does not begin with God, it means that we have already started a revolution against God. Did we get that? If our resolution does not begin with God, it means we have started a revolution against God, because our resolution is supposed to be birthed from the place of prayer. It's supposed to be birthed from the heart of God. It's supposed to be a burden in the heart of God, that what will you have me do this year? Not just that, I want to meeting Shebai, me too, I am supposed to do like this. So it's not supposed to be an ambition, so to say, but something downloaded from the mind of God. Social research has it that in the University of Bristol, involving about 3,000 people, that 88% of those who set New Year resolutions fail. Now you're beginning to see why I hate New Year resolution. 88% of those who set New Year resolutions, they fail. But does not give us an excuse not to make New Year's resolutions at all. No. this is one thing you should do. They discovered that 52% of those people that failed were so sure that this New Year resolution will not fail. But eventually, it failed. Some achieved their goal 22% more often when they engaged in goal setting. So this is a very key strategy to involve in your New Year resolution. Don't just make New Year resolution, but make it a goal, so to say, that you want to achieve. Don't just say, I want to do this, but make it a goal. And we've heard so much about goal settings, and I don't want to bore us with a lot of talk on goal settings. And briefly, here are a few things that resolutions will do for you. Number one, it will make you focus. It will do what? I can't hear us. Okay, tell your neighbor, resolutions will make you focus. So it will help us to be focused. We won't just dabble into everything. You know that this is not for me because it's not in my goals. It's not in my resolve. It's not in God's agenda for me for this time. So everything does not appeal to you. What appeals to you are those things that are in your goals. And number two, it gives you goals to run with. You are not just going around. You're going with something that you want to run with. And three, it helps you to track your progress. It helps you to do what? To track your progress. You know if you are doing well or not. You know if you are failing or not. You know if God is happy with what you're doing or not, because you are tracking your progress. You have those goals already. So how do we make these resolutions work? How do we make resolutions work? Number one, prayerfully inquire from God. I have said that earlier, that what will God have you do? And yesterday, our Pastor Ibrahim was sharing with us while we were praying that the best time to make a New Year resolution is last year, not before the year begins at all. But I will say that the second best time is now. The best time was last year, but the second best time is now. So inquire from God, Lord, what will you have me do this year? And it's not too late. Thank God we are still fasting and praying in January. So you can still key in, you can still connect into the Spirit, and God will download to you what He wants you to do for the year. Number two, write the vision plain. Many of us don't write it down. We just have it in our mind. And things come, storms blow, and our goals just keep shifting because it's not written down. The things we want to do just keep shifting. Let me leave that one, Jerry. Let me leave this one because it's not written down. But Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 says, write the vision plain, that he may run that reads it. So a written vision helps you run. It gives us the ability to gain momentum, to gain stamina for the God-given vision which we have. So it helps us to move because we have written it down. And number three, put mechanisms in place. Put things in place that help you to achieve these things. So I wrote there that you need to involve people. You need to involve your friends, spouse, family, mentors, and talk to them. Let them know about your vision. Let them know about your goals. Let them know about your plans. Let them know about easy. Because